Past 6,000 miles. Excuse me? In case you fall off. Huh?
I got a little job to do today. How embarrassing. They haven't made this mistake in a long time. At the gas station, there was a person asking us about our bikes, and I hadn't made this error in a while, but I forgot to buckle up my damn thing. Rookie mistake, but I'm still a rookie. So, hubby's leading the way. I've noticed in recent months, he's way ahead of me now because his bike is faster, and I think he's faster. So I think the distinction between the CTX and the PCX is really coming to light as he's become a better rider, and mine is still like being blown backwards by the wind today. There is advantages, I think, to having the bigger motorcycle. Of course, it's harder to handle, and I think I never would have learned because I think I would have been terrified on that big thing. I don't know if it's something I would go to, like his wheels are 1,000 times thicker. Mine are like bicycle wheels. Go to though, because like this thing is easy to handle. And as far as like, I have felt underpowered. Like before, I would say I never felt underpowered. I have had a couple of occasions on very steep hills. On a highway. It wasn't a real highway, it was a fake highway. It's a highway to a highway. And the exit ramp the on-ramp was uphill. And it was like, oh my God. Like I had to get onto the highway. It wasn't a real highway, like a 2-lane highway. And then go to the left to get off of it almost immediately. So you need a little speed to do that. And I was like, oh God, please. But other than that, one incident that I can think of, and a couple of times I've been up hills, more severe than this one, where it was a little underpowered. I'm heavy too. I'm 200 pounds plus. Even on biking season, I used to drop below 200 on biking season, and I'd be like, yes, I'm below 200 pounds. But now, even with biking season, I stay above 200 pounds. As I get older, it's harder to lose weight. Oh, the other thing I've learned to do, like I used to look down at my wheel when I was new. I can turn my head right to left, which is kind of a good thing when you're approaching an intersection. Like not just at a stop, but while I'm riding, I like kind of scan it. Like what happens when you're new, or when I was new, is like I'd look like this, or like this, but not turn my head as I approach, because I was afraid the bike would go wherever my head went, which it tends to. How they teach you that about turns. But for some reason, when I come into intersections, I'd have my eyeballs bolted dead in front of me and kind of see peripherally where cars were coming. Now, as I've gotten more comfortable, I can turn my head and as I approach an intersection a little better, and that's just practice. You kind of got to get over the yips. The yips we call when you're scared to go out there for some reason. You're like, oh my God, I got the yips. I would get the yips on my bicycle. I don't get them anymore, but for years, the first few rides of the season, I got the yips. I've been riding maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years, I don't know. But I think only the last 2 or 3 I've stopped getting the yips at the start of every season. I'd be like, oh Jesus, here I am out in the road. Oh, I wonder is there something going on today? I can't see their backs. No, yep, there's some. Oh, it's my friend's event. This is the bike ride swim. This is why I love this town, because it's so bicycle friendly. It's so like, and you see this in Build It, They Will Come. Look at the old dude running. I mean, it's like, if it's safe, people will be. You knew that guy was going to do that. You knew that was a rolling stop. If it's safe, despite what I just witnessed, people will be more outdoors and get out there. Even like people like this who aren't like into biking or hardcore, just getting out in the air and being part of the lake. It's all good. It's all good for you. It's just that our communities aren't conducive with getting outside. There was this mayor, and I wish I remembered what town he was from or where he was from. Not local, I don't think. And they were talking about, like, they have one community, one book. I actually read To Kill a Mockingbird, where the town I worked for had the one book was To Kill a Mockingbird, which I had never read. So I read that probably 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more now. Anyway, I did know this. Some towns have, like, the community wants to lose like a ton or something, and everybody will weigh in and then report on how much weight they've lost. And that sounded like a great idea to me. And then he was like, no, you have to create towns where people move. That it's conducive with movement, and then people will be naturally thin. And he's right. Like, I went to New York City, Manhattan once, and I'm looking around. Everybody's skinny in Manhattan. It's a walking city. Like, you don't get in your car. You walk in Manhattan, and everyone is thin. In the suburbs here, we're all fat because we literally drive, we go to our driveways, get out, and we don't move. And a lot of it's not about severe exercise, like, doing the century or whatever, the triathlon. It's really about daily movement. And I've read a couple of things that said thinner people just move a lot more every day. They're not at the gym lifting 1,000 pounds over their heads like twice a week or 3 times a week. They just move every day, which is more important, I think, than weekend warrior stuff. Oh, he's pointing that my hubby's a sunfish guy. He loves his sunfish. We sound much more interesting than we are. We're actually very boring, but he does have a sunfish. Like, motorcycle stuff. Maybe we sound boring. I mean, if we don't sound boring, it's an illusion. We're definitely boring. But okay. I'm going to make a decision depending upon what I see, if I'm going to go in or not. Okay, hon?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
You see that place I pointed at?
Yes, I saw it.
That's where I bought my sunfish.
Oh, that's cute. This is my girls. We were going to go here today, and we didn't because I had to work, and nobody was around either. It was a tough weekend, but this is where we'd normally be. We would have been here and left by now. My girls who bike ride, they're up at literally the crack of dawn, pedaling, and we're home by 11. You've got your 30, well, more than that. One of my buds are far enough away from the spot. She does 50 when she comes here. Wow. The wind is windy. This is, if you have open roads and you do distances, I think the PCX might be tough because it does get blown about. It's very disconcerting when you first get it. I'm much better with it now. If you've seen my earlier things, it's like, oh my God, it's windy, I'm going to die. It's less that way for me now, but it's blowing me all over hell. Like, not in a scary way, but I think if I were new, it'd be scary. Newer. So that's the other decision. Like, I think with a little weight under you, you don't get blown around quite as much. But a motorcycle gets blown around, man. It just does. Yep. That was scary. This is where the scooter's great. I mean, it's very good at upright slow, not a lot of balance required to go slow. You can see people's faces, what they're doing, like ladies in wigs eating candy. You do have a not hyper awareness, like crazy hyper, but you've got to be more aware, so you see stuff that you don't see in your car. And you certainly don't have your cell phone in front of you. I've seen that on motorcycles, believe it or not, and I've seen it on bicycles. It's crazy. He's good. See that? Like that kind of switch over. It's like, oh, that's it. This guy here was a little aggressive anyway. And that's the other thing. You pick up personalities too. It's like, oh, okay, this guy's a little aggressive. Be aware. This guy's a little bit in his head. This guy's not too bright. You know, you get the gambit. It's also fun because you see these people over here talking. It's like, it's nice to see people enjoying each other's company. You know, the humanity of life is just so more present when you're out here. Like, you just see things. And that's the impatience of humanity. You know, it's like it's Saturday morning. Why are we all so crazy? Now, technically, I'm not supposed to go down the right-hand side because you can park now after 9 o'clock. I see all the traffic. As you pick your head up, you can see like what's going on. You see Grandma loving her baby. See, life is good on a two-wheels. You can see stuff. Okay, and I am gonna go this way. I am gonna sneak down here, which is a little naughty, but I'm gonna do this anyway because they're definitely fine. And then, you know, this happens, but that's okay. And I want to block this guy here. I'll stop here actually, so this fellow can go. You want to go? Come on. Yep. I kind of saw that. I knew he was going to do that. I didn't acknowledge him because I thought that traffic over here would stop him, but I kind of saw him out of the corner of my eye, and he did not acknowledge me. He just bolted. So that's the kind of thing you have to be aware of. I mean, people, they're crazy right now because this town's traffic problem has gotten worse. It's like Waltham. You know, it used to be downtown. It was not insane, but what they did is they made the downtown more attractive, and then they get more people, and they're all mad. It's like, oh, it's like downtown awesome. Well, you did that. Earbuds, no good. While walking. You know, you made the downtown more attractive, and you got more traffic. Well, you know, build it and they will come. But it's much nicer. I love the bricks. This area here, it's all improved. Past 30 years, this town's gotten so much nicer, I think. And some of it was controversial, like this whole thing, they called it the tunnel effect. These buildings are higher than, they got like a 40-foot limit, I think. 40, is it 40 feet? Whatever it is. You can't, you know, you have to have a certain limit to the height of the buildings in certain sections and that kind of stuff. Oh, yep. So, here we come. We'll do the little, you know, yeah, it looks like people are having fun. Of a fun road. I've been chicken to drive it, but hubby here is great. You know, he's See, this is what I mean. Like, oh, we're going to come into a turn and have this kind of like, this is not fun. Actually, this is fun. Ooh, yes, walls are not fun, and cars coming down their driveways are not fun. It is fun. It's wicked fun. Face it. And the wind is awesome. It's just, oh yeah. See, that was wicked fun, honey. You're right. I should take that route. See, he's way awesome. In certain areas, he's way awesome. He's kind of awesome in a lot of ways. Marriage makes you not appreciate your spouse, you know. One of those moments where the hill was a little tough. It's hard though when he's in front of me sometimes. So that was a bad turn, admittedly. Yes, you really gotta go and not. I don't know, sweetheart. That's a very weird way to drive a vehicle. I would normally have not, but I don't want you to come between. See, there are times when power means something. I just did that badly. I should have just stopped at the top of the hill. I knew that there was nobody coming, and then I was like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. That was not a great move on my part. Like, this is like, it is a little hazardy. I'm gonna just blast through here. It's Saturday, man. It's like, you know, it's rolling car Saturday. Rolling wheel Saturday. It has plenty of power, though. I got out of those situations not bad, except for the hill. I didn't do very well, but I did all right.